2021 was an eventful year for celebrity drama. A lot happened and many celebrities faced backlash, cancellations, and were shunned for a little while there. Some drama was left lingering from 2020 and others were brought on by new events. Either way, there were a handful of celebrities who really screwed themselves over in Hollywood, so let's get to counting down the top 10 celebrities who won't be famous next year, part 3. At number 10, Piers Morgan. Piers Morgan had a lot to say about Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's interview with Oprah that became one of the biggest bombshells of this year. During the interview, secrets were revealed, confessions were given, and a lot of people had a lot to discuss. One of the things that was picked apart a lot by people were Meghan Markle's comments on her mental health before they split from the royal family. Meghan said that she was really depressed and had thoughts of taking her own life. Piers Morgan decided to pick apart her comments on her mental health and said that in his opinion he, quote, didn't believe a word that Meghan said, end quote. He criticized Meghan's mental health and a lot of people saw that as going too far. As a result, Piers and the network he worked for faced mass scrutiny for saying such a thing about someone's mental health, as it was seen as diminishing and deflecting of the severity of such a thought as taking your own life. Because of the backlash he faced, Piers announced that he would be leaving the network, but that he still doesn't believe Meghan's claim, saying, quote, freedom of speech is a hill I am happy to die on, end quote. Because of the backlash he faced this year, Piers might not be famous in 2022. At number 9, Ellen DeGeneres. Last year, Ellen faced a lot of drama, backlash, and cancellations, and it completely tanked her career. It started with allegations of a toxic work environment and snowballed into her facing scrutiny for her comments on the lockdown experience, the Black Lives Matter movement, and even had people digging up old interviews to show how toxic she's been. With all that backlash she's been facing over the last year, her career has taken some serious damage. According to some sources, her show has seen a huge drop in ratings following her cancellation, and a number of advertisers had pulled their support from the show as well. Ellen announced the end of her show at the end of her 19th season. When news broke of her show ending after nearly 2 decades, Ellen said that this was a personal decision to end the show, saying she's looking for a new challenge, but I'm sure that her recent negative attention also played a big part in this decision. Because of this, she might not be very famous next year, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. Before we carry on talking about some of the celebrities who might not be thriving next year, why not take a moment to leave a like on this video if you're enjoying it so far, and while you're at it, why not smash that subscribe button to see more videos like this one. At number 8, J.K. Rowling. Last year, Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling came under serious fire over a number of things, such as allegations of transphobia after she sent out a series of tweets that were seen as highly offensive to the trans community. J.K. spoke out on social media about her opinions and views on trans people, specifically trans women, and because of the comments she made, she faced massive backlash. Her words impacted a lot of people from the trans community, and they also had an effect on her business relationships, as those who have ties with her Harry Potter franchise were brought into this mess. Since her drama last year, the author has continued to lay into this, going along with the hate she's received. She was cancelled last year, but that veil still hasn't been lifted because no one is forgiving her. As a result of this continuing drama, her business has suffered and her HBO plans remain on the rocks, and her book sales have declined in recent months. JK cancelled herself, but she just keeps digging herself deeper and deeper, and she's losing fame and might lose it all in the coming year. At number 7, Sharon Osbourne. Talk show host Sharon Osbourne found herself in some hot water earlier this year after making some comments about Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. Sharon faced a lot of backlash and crossed a line by making the harsh comments that she did about the royal couple, specifically about Meghan. This all went down on The View as Sharon Osbourne and Cheryl Underwood got into a heated argument surrounding Piers Morgan's remarks about Meghan Markle. During this feud, Sharon backed up Piers' comments about Meghan Markle's mental health and about the fact that she didn't believe what Meghan said about her mental health, and this frustrated Cheryl because she didn't like the comments that were being made about those involved. This very heated debate then got even bigger as this prompted an internal investigation after it was alleged that Sharon had been making disrespectful comments about her fellow hosts as well. This really blew up in her face as she lost her career and reputation and was promptly cancelled online. Because of this, we might not hear much from Sharon in 2022. At number 6, Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil was exposed and cancelled earlier this year following rapper Bad Baby's YouTube video where she spoke out about the treatment she experienced from a youth reform camp that she was sent to after her time on Dr. Phil's show. The rapper, whose real name is Danielle Bergoli, posted a video to her YouTube channel courageously opening up about what she experienced, detailing how staff at the camp called Turnabout Ranch treated her and other kids. In the video, she shared some of the horrors she faced, like how she was taken from her home in the middle of the night, handcuffed, and wasn't allowed to sleep or shower for 3 days. She also said that staff used restraints on people and that some people claimed to have been assaulted. while there. Danielle exposed Dr. Phil because he was the one who recommended this camp and has been doing so for such a long time. People were furious with Dr. Phil because he condoned such a horrific place and he was cancelled for it. When the public found out about Dr. Phil, he lost a lot of credibility, and since then more people have come forward to speak out about their experiences with the TV personality. This may only be the beginning, but if we know anything about cancel culture, it's that no one is safe and they could easily lose it all. At number 5, James Charles. Beauty YouTuber James Charles is no stranger to getting cancelled for having been caught having inappropriate relationships with a few of his fans under the age of 18. James has faced backlash for this sort of thing many times in the past, but yet he still gets caught. This year, James was hit with backlash after it was discovered that he had solicited private photos from a fan who turned out to be under 18. James was exposed by said fan on social media, where he showed off their messages and photos sent to each other over the period of time that they had been talking. This happened late in February, but a similar event happened just a few weeks prior to this incident after a young man came forward exposing James and recounting how he and James had been having explicit conversations on Snapchat. The fact that James keeps crossing this line and keeps getting caught says a lot about him, and people are starting to catch on to this as a result. James not only lost his collaboration with Morphe, but he also lost out on a web series hosting job, and his channel was demonetized by YouTube. He's losing more and more fans as he gets caught in these scandals, so perhaps 2022 might be the year when he loses it all. At number 4, David Dobrik. For a lot of aspiring YouTube creators, David Dobrik was one person that a lot of people looked up to. He had a lot of success on the platform, but after his massive scandal earlier this year, a lot of people stopped supporting the YouTuber after learning of the allegations against him. David lost a lot of followers and faced a lot of backlash from the public after people started coming forward with allegations of bullying against David, as well as his Vlog Squad friends. Former members of David's YouTube friend group also came forward calling David out for bullying and creating a toxic environment, as well as orchestrating pranks that resulted in one friend experiencing trauma, and on top of that, a former fan came forward naming a Vlog Squad member as a person who was inappropriate with them while they were under the influence, and also exposed David for filming part of the alleged incident. Though he seems to be doing okay now that this scandal has blown over, we all know how unpredictable YouTube and the internet can be, and it just takes one more cancellation to really end someone, so in 2022 we might have to watch out for that. At number 3, Chris Noth. In one of the more recent Hollywood scandals to come out this year, Sex and the City actor Chris Noth has been faced with allegations of inappropriate contact, and he's starting to lose a lot. This scandal is still developing because it's so recent, but so far other former Sex and the City co-stars have come forward to support the alleged victims. As for his career, he's been fired from his role on the CBS show The Equalizer effective immediately. As he goes into the new year with the scandal and the fact that he's been fired, chances are he probably won't be all that famous in 2022. At number 2, Meghan Markle. As I mentioned earlier, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry made headlines this year after their interview with Oprah back in January. People became super obsessed with the couple, both in positive and negative ways. Since then, they've been in and out of the news, and a lot of people have wondered if Meghan will make her return to acting after leaving the royal family. So far, she's done a little bit of work in Hollywood, having narrated a documentary about elephants that's on Disney+, but people are wondering if we will see more from Meghan in the new year. Well, the answer is maybe, maybe not. Things are still a little shaky with the actress because of all the drama surrounding her and everything with the royal family, and she and Harry are also focused on raising their young family, so perhaps Meghan will continue to lay low for a little while longer. She might not be very famous in 2022, but maybe in the future we will see her return to Hollywood. And finally, at number 1, Amber Heard. Amber Heard seems to be laying pretty low these days following all of that drama with Johnny Depp last year, but that doesn't mean people have forgotten why they hate her. Amber and Johnny were the biggest story of last year, and after learning so much about the horrible things that Amber did, she's lost a lot of fans, and people have hated her ever since. We learned that she had gotten into a fight with her sister, she's been recorded confessing to hitting Johnny Depp, she's pretended to be the victim of a violent crime, she smuggled her dogs to Australia, pretended to not have known about the laws there, and tried to get her assistant to commit perjury, she's responsible for Johnny's severed finger, and she supposedly planted stories in the media to deliberately shift the focus from Johnny to her. Because of all these things that have come out out about the actress, there are so many people from around the world who really just hate her, and there have even been petitions to have her removed from certain movies, as she's lost a lot of respect from fans and some Hollywood people as well. So because of her bad reputation and the fact that she hasn't really been able to come back from all that drama last year, she might not be too favorable in 2022. Now before we wrap things up for today, I want you guys to leave a comment down below telling me who on this list do you really not want to see in Hollywood next year. There's a lot of drama to choose from, so let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Anyways, that's it for me. I've been your host, Bria Ruma. Until next time, stay safe, make good choices, and stay groovy, friends.